There are battles fought in silence. No gunfire, no headlines. Yet by the time you notice, everything has already shifted. In the world of business, the real threat isn't always the loudest in the room. It's the one who appears harmless, quietly placing their pieces and seizing control without drawing attention. The first strategy from the 36 stratagems is to cross the sea without the heavens knowing, masking your intentions behind a cloak of normality. Some of the world's most renowned brands have mastered this art, carrying out bold moves wrapped in quiet, unassuming actions. You might never suspect how seamlessly you've been drawn in, until it's far too late. In 2001, the world still saw Apple as just a computer company, a rebel brand, once on the brink of collapse. People saw Apple as eccentric. No mainstream software, no enterprise compromise, no mass production. Then Steve Jobs walked onto the stage, raised a palm-sized device and said, 1,000 songs in your pocket. It was the launch of the iPod. Not a phone, not a computer, just a music player, in a world already buzzing about mobile tech. Critics shook their heads. Apple's lost its way. Giants like Sony and Samsung scoffed. We already have MP3 players. Who needs another one? But they didn't see what it truly was. Not a product. A velvet-wrapped, poison-tipped arrow. For 6 years, Apple kept perfecting the iPod. Smaller, lighter, sexier. The interface? Uncannily smooth. But the real threat wasn't technological. It was habitual. Apple was rewiring user behavior. People who once used Apple only at home started carrying Apple in their pockets. From a computer for creatives to a daily companion in your ears. Each iPod was a brick in a silent, strategic path. We don't just make computers, we make devices you can't live without. In 2007, the world worshipped flip phones. Nokia reigned. Motorola had style. BlackBerry was irreplaceable. Then, out of nowhere, Apple unveiled the iPhone. No buttons, fully touchscreen, no stylus. It looked like an iPod that could make calls. Half the world was stunned. The other half laughed. Apple's making phones now? That's hipster nonsense. But they didn't realize. Apple had been living in users' pockets for 6 years. They listened to Apple every day, touched Apple every day, trusted Apple every day. Apple wasn't selling a phone. They were selling a promise. One backed by 100 million iPods already kept. The rest is history. The iPhone didn't just sell. It reshaped the tech landscape. But that war didn't start with a phone. It began with a harmless little music player. Stratagem analysis. Deceive the heavens to cross the sea. This ancient tactic teaches, when planning something grand, don't reveal your true intent. Show the world something trivial, to prepare something transformative. Jobs never said, "We'll beat Nokia." He simply said, "Here's the iPod. Enjoy the music." And while the world looked that way, he quietly redrew the map of tech. The best strategy isn't a frontal assault. It's when your enemies don't realize the war began. Until you've already won. Core takeaways. The first product you launch may not be the real one. It can be a decoy, a test, a misdirection. Markets aren't conquered by tech. They're conquered by quietly planted trust, repeated daily. If you want to change a big habit, start with a small daily action. 1,000 songs in your pocket. Became 1,000 days with an iPhone in hand. Chapter 2. Tesla and the Roadster. Selling a dream, not a car. If you want to change the world, don't challenge what people are looking at. Shatter the assumptions they haven't even questioned yet. In 2008, the auto industry thought electric cars were a joke. Electric cars? Weak performance. Short battery life. Only for environmental students, or aging nature lovers. No one believed an electric vehicle could ever become a standard. Too strange. Too anti-market. Then a no-name company appeared. Tesla Motors. Behind it, Elon Musk, the guy who sold PayPal, poured money into rockets, and now wants to sell cars? They launched the Tesla Roadster, Tesla's first electric car, priced at twice a Mercedes, only ran a few hundred kilometers per charge, hand-built and limited to just 2,500 units. The market laughed. Experts were skeptical. Big automakers saw it as a flashy toy. But they didn't get it. Tesla wasn't trying to sell the Roadster. Tesla was selling a new definition. The Roadster wasn't born to conquer the market. It was built to shatter the narrative. For the first time, people saw an electric car accelerate from 0 to 100 km/h in just 3.7 seconds. For the first time, the rich Hollywood stars and speed chasers were in awe of an EV. Tesla wasn't selling tech. Tesla was planting a memory in the public's mind. Electric cars are not weak, slow, outdated. After the Roadster came the Model S 4 years later, a luxury electric sedan built for mass production. Then came the Model 3, a more affordable EV aiming to put electric cars in everyone's hands. And when people saw the Model 3, what did they remember? The Roadster, the speed, the elegance. Elon Musk doing the impossible. Tesla's win wasn't about battery technology. It was about making people want electric cars, before they could even rationalize them. Man thien qua hai. Veil the sky, cross the sea. In ancient war strategy, this means using a dazzling distraction to hide your real strike. Tesla used the Roadster, ultra-fast, ultra-expensive, ultra-limited, as that dazzling light. People looked at it and thought, oh, Tesla makes toys for the rich. Who can even afford that? They didn't realize that was the smokescreen. Behind the scenes, Tesla was quietly building factories, lowering costs, mastering battery tech, and preparing for a mass market invasion. Strategic philosophy, the thinking behind the Roadster. 1. To go far, first destroy the old belief system. You can't change a market without breaking the mental frame of customers. Tesla didn't just improve EVs. They redefined what an EV could be. 2. Don't build your first product to sell. Build it to make people believe. The Roadster wasn't for profit. It was a declaration in metal and speed that Tesla was crazy and brilliant, enough to do what no one thought possible. 3. What you sell first isn't a product. It's emotion. The Roadster was a symbol. The Model S was quality. The Model 3 was the real game. But without the Roadster, no one would have opened their hearts to the rest. Conclusion. Let your first product become the crack in the old wall. That wall could be a prejudice, a market habit, the blindness of arrogant giants. And you, if you want to change the game, don't attack directly. Use the gleam of something dazzling to quietly slip in the blade that opens the back door. When everyone is trying to stand out to get noticed, some choose to stay hidden, and that very silence becomes their most fearsome weapon. Cross the sea without the heavens' knowledge isn't just about deception. It's the art of misdirection, making your opponent look one way while you move another. But that's only the beginning. In the 36 stratagems, there's a tactic even more profound. Winning without fighting. Gaining without seizing. Stratagem number 2. Besiege Wei to rescue Zhao. The next episode will reveal how brands win without engaging directly, and still come out on top. Don't miss it. Because you might just be Zhao, without even knowing it.